Hey everybody, it's Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, where I go on a weekend cruise just about every weekend. But this past week, I've been spending my time on Royal Caribbean's Vision of the Seas for an 8-night Mediterranean cruise and wanted to share with you my stateroom 7088. So this is the only type of room on the ship. There's one on this side and one on the other side, but it's the only ocean view balcony on deck 7. All the other ones are balconies, and so I'm not really sure if I meant to book a balcony and I accidentally booked this ocean view, but it is a unique room, and so I wanted to share with you all the Royal Caribbean Vision of the Seas Stateroom 7088 so that you can see if this room might be something you want to try on your next cruise. All right, so Stateroom 7088 is right here by the aft elevators and the Centrum. Now, if you watch my ship tour of Vision of the Seas, you'll see that I recommend staying away from the Centrum area. Even though we are on deck 7 and all the action happens on deck 4, I am still hearing some of that in my room. These parties traditionally go to about 11 o'clock at night. So if you are somebody that needs peace and quiet, I would not recommend staying this close to the Centrum. You do have this door here that they're going to close to give you a little bit of sound privacy, but you're still going to be able to hear some of the Centrum parties and events that are going to be going on. Now, walking into the stateroom, and all those rooms, by the way, that we just passed, they're all balconies. We're the only one who is not in a balcony on deck 7 or deck 8. But you see that it is a good size ocean view balcony, and the window is absolutely huge. And so hopefully I'll be able to get some better images of the window when we get over to it. There we go. Trying to get all my lighting correct is tough in these videos. But you see that, there is a nice desk here as well. You're going to have storage over here. This is where I decided to store our robes. Got some face mask up there. You're going to have a teeny little safe. I guess it's the same size as the others. It just looks smaller because it's in a big section. And you're going to have your refrigerator or chiller down below. One interesting thing, the cord for the chiller actually runs to the cords on the desk. It is not directly behind it. So you do have two American plugs here. You're going to have a European where your fridge is plugged in, and then you're going to have another European one. We are out of Barcelona, so I brought a adapter with me, so that's why I was able to plug into the big one there. That is just a best practice. If you ever do want to have additional outlets, bring a converter, and that will certainly work. The one that you are converting from will look like this. I forget what kind that is. I believe it's the generic European one, but they're pretty easy and cheap on Amazon. You've got your shelf up above that you can store things. I got hungry, so we went to a Mercado, and I picked up a bottle of Pringles, and you're gonna have some storage down below. So if you want to see how big these are, this is where I've kept my hairdryer. You can see what all's in there. We also have this random table over here. I don't know why we have this coffee table. It is way too big for this room. I feel like it's intended for a balcony room, but for some reason, it is here up against the wall. It does not really fit. So I'm not sure why we have it. I kind of wish that it wasn't there because it does take up a good bit of space. Now on this sailing, I do have a friend of mine cruising with me. So it's interesting. On longer sailings, I can get people to come with me. On the shorter ones, they're normally not interested. But we do have the beds separated, so you get to see what that looks like. I don't think I've ever had a video where the beds have been separated before. You've got your nightstand over here on the right for him, and then you're going to have one in the middle for me. The nightstand didn't fit when the beds were together either for whatever reason. This is just an odd configuration with the wall that sticks out there. And these beds are not close to the outlets. And the phone, I don't know if you noticed, is also over here. So normally we can plug into the white phones that are on a lot of the newer ships. This phone doesn't even have a USB on it. So I am having to use my backup plan of using a power bank beside of my bed at night to charge my phone, and then I charge the power bank during the day. So that's just one thing that I do there. I will show you the view from this window. It is gorgeous. I've really enjoyed having this really large picture window here. You see the AIDA Stella out beside of us. And if you want some neat pictures, you do have a ledge here. We've been sitting up there, maybe reading or playing around on our phones. That is a neat place to hang out as well. You're also going to have a 3-person or 4-person couch that does pull out into a bed. Though quite frankly, if you pull this out, you're not going to have a lot of space in between the desk, and the couch. So I'm not sure if this room is an ideal situation for 4 people, but you could sleep 4 people in here if you wanted to. Coming on over to our closet space, it is 3 different individual closets, and they've got something that I can't stand, it's a pet peeve of mine, is the hangers that are made so you can't steal it. So thank you to everybody who stole the hangers. We now have these little guys that stick in here. I'm just not a fan of, you know, having to pull it out, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I like a normal hanger. This is also where I am storing my shoes as well as my suitcase. It fits well in this one. The next one's gonna have the same kind of arrangement with your hangers. You can pull this little guy here out to give you a little bit better view of what's in there. I don't think I've normally been doing that. And you've got some shelving down below. So if you wanna store stuff where you can see it, because that's the only way I can find anything, is to do it there. A little bit more storage over here on the far left one. And then you're gonna have all of your life vest for everybody that may be staying into this room. And as you see, there's plenty for a family of 4 if you want. The bathroom here, the first thing we noticed when we came in is there's really no lighting in this bathroom. So you've got 2 different LED lights in here, and that is it for this bathroom. It is very limited. So if you want a lot of light, this is not the place you're gonna get that. There's decent storage underneath. We are taking full advantage of that. And you're gonna have storage over on the right-hand side as well, where we're keeping plenty of items. The shower here has a curtain. So you all have seen the Freedom Room tours. They have that solid glass door, or plastic door, I should say. This one is just simply a curtain that comes around. So it does give you what feels like a little bit more space than the fixed door does, but it's still fairly small space, and it's not draining real quick. It's also one of the few that I've seen the attachment here, the silver regulator, I guess is what it is, where it's running in this up and down direction versus a left to right direction. You also see some of my toiletry bottles. You all know that I love traveling with these no-leak bottles for my shampoo, my conditioner, because the Hair and Body Wash 2-in-1, or the jack of all trades, just doesn't get it done for me anymore. I need my more special hair products made specifically for this gray hair of mine. All right, everybody, so this is Royal Caribbean's Vision of the Seas Stateroom 7088. It is the only ocean view on this floor, so it does not have a balcony like all the other ones. Again, don't know if I intended to do it that way or if that's just the way that it worked out, but it has been a really good stateroom for us over the last 8 nights, and I hope that if you're looking at staying in it, you choose this one. All right, everyone, this is Brandon the Weekend Cruiser. Hoping to see you on a weekend cruise or longer sailing soon.